Sakafets YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Let's cook with me from start to finish. Darlings, it's so nice to have you back here in my kitchen for yet another amazing recipe. We're jumping straight into it. So I have some kidney beans that I soaked overnight, and then I went in with a pot and I just added my kidney beans in there. I did drain off the water that it was soaking, and I went back in with about 6 cups of water. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and add in some fresh thyme and some garlic cloves and just let it boil for about an hour and a bit until it's nice and soft. Okay, so soak it overnight. That just quickens the cook process. Okay, over here I've got some beef and some pigtails. I've already washed it, but first I want to go ahead and just boil it with no seasonings, and we're gonna go ahead and drain off that gunk. Okay, because as you guys can see here, listen, you have to drain that off. Okay, you don't want this in your stew peas at all. Okay, so boil it for about 15 minutes, drain it off, and then we're gonna go ahead and add it into our pot with our beans so that it can cook together. So once my beans and my meat had been cooking together for the past half an hour, I did go ahead and make some dumplings. Jamaicans call it spinners, but I'm from St. Lucia. We call it dumplings, okay? So I'm gonna make a little bit. I'm just gonna add a little sprinkle of salt to about half a cup of flour. Mix it in with your spatula, and then you just want to go ahead and knead it into a dough. I'm gonna roll it out, and then I'm gonna let it rest, okay? So this is how I do mine. Sometimes you can just let the dough rest and then roll it out when it's done. But I just wanted to get this over and done with, so I did roll it out. The one thing that I will say is when you roll it out and you let it rest, do not put it on top of each other because it will stick, okay? Or if you want to do that, you could always just add a little sprinkle of flour on it to prevent sticking, okay? So leave it on the side to rest, and we are going to jump into something else. For veg today, we have some sweet corn, and I've got this British sweet corn here I got from Aldi. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off the ends and then cut it into 3 so I could fit it into my pot. Gonna wash it and boil it with a little bit of salt and some butter as well as some basil. And yes, my darlings, this is how I make my sweet corn. Some people like to add some sugar in theirs, but I find these are actually okay. And you want to let it boil for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't take that long to cook at all. And yes, darling, so put it into your pot, rinse it off first, add some water, add a little pinch of salt, and add in some butter, basil, or whatever spice that you like, and let it boil for about 15 minutes. So here I've got my pak choy, and this is my choice of veg today. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it into 3 pieces. And yes, darlings, this is a very simple veg recipe. I personally don't like to do too much to my veg, and I wanted to show you the importance of actually washing your veg, because a lot of people don't believe in washing stuff. Sometimes you get the pack that says washed already and things like that, and people just think, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. But man, never ever fall for that hype. Okay, so go ahead and just cut off the stalk of all of your pak choy, and we're gonna cut it into 3. The one thing I probably would have done differently the next time around is probably wash the leaves before I cut it up. But hey, you live and you learn, heck. So after I've cut it up and I'm about to transfer it into my bowl to wash, guys, look at what one of the leaves had underneath. It looks like some eggs of some sort of, maybe a bug or something, I don't know. But don't mind seeing these things in my food, because it lets me know that not too many pesticides and things like that were used. So I'm gonna go in with my distilled vinegar, give it a good wash under running water, and inspect the leaves thoroughly before adding it into a pan. Add some all-purpose seasoning, add a little bit of black pepper and some butter, and you just want to steam on low for 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes, and this will be ready. So over here I've got my jasmine rice, and I'm gonna add about 1.5 cups of jasmine rice, and I'm gonna go in with about 2 cups of water. But first let's wash it off, and then I'll add my water, and then I'm just gonna add in a little bit of salt. I'll also add in a little drop of oil. It's something I love to add to my rice. You can add in some herbs. I add some thyme, and I let that steam on low for about 15 minutes covered. By then my pak choy is ready, and as you can see, it took about 5 minutes. Very quick to make, so you know you don't have to worry too much about that. So you can go ahead and turn that off. And then my corn is also ready, guys. All of these things cook so quickly. Okay, so yeah, my corn is ready. I did stir it up, give it another minute or so, and I turned it off straight away. And then my rice on the other hand is steaming away beautifully. Just leave the heat down on low. You can stir it up if you want, maybe once, because you don't want it to get mushy. Yeah, we're gonna go back onto the stew peas. So by then my peas is already cooked, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add in my seasoning. So make sure to check down below for all the seasonings that I use. Okay, but yes, make sure the peas is cooked before you go in and start adding in all of your seasonings. All right, so for seasonings, I'll start by adding in a little bit of salt. I'll also go in with a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, some curry powder. My green seasoning was also running out, so I decided to take some of the sauce from the pan and rinse out the bottle. Okay, because nothing is going to waste. Okay, so if you have green seasoning in abundance, put about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Mine was running low, and I don't have to let nothing waste. Put some water, put whatever in there, and shake that thing up. Okay, rinse it out, and then you can put it in the sink. Okay, darlings. So I also had some frozen coconut milk, because I made a dish a couple days ago that required some coconut milk, and the can was halfway done. So I thought, what, I don't want to put it into the fridge and then it pretty much goes to waste. So instead of putting it into the fridge and it goes to waste, I actually froze it into an ice cube tray, and that way it does not waste. Oh yeah, add a scotch bonnet pepper. So I'm also gonna add in my coconut milk frozen cubes, but if you have the can, just add about half a can in there. Okay, let that cook down on low for about 15 minutes before going in with your dumplings. And yes, my darlings, add that in, cover it up, and pretty much you will be done. Once I added in my dumplings, oh my goodness, I did put some fresh black pepper on top, and I'm gonna go ahead and stir that up for the last time because it is ready. Guys, taste and adjust. The meat was nice and tender. I did check the beef to see if it was soft, and it was soft. Guys, this was ready in no time at all. And this is the type of dinners I love to make during the week. Really quick, really easy. Make sure your scotch bonnet pepper stays intact because if it bursts, you know that pot is gonna be spicy. I like to remove the thyme stalks as well because, you know, we no longer need it. And as you can see, my beef is nice and tender. Oh my gosh. This takes me to the end of my cook with me. Guys, everything was cooked to perfection. The stew piece is ready, the corn, the veg, the rice. Such a simple dish, ready in about an hour and a half. And you know you can't go wrong. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next one.